Hi, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Sarah. And we're the Global Geezers.
We're going to Disneyland! Yay!
Woohoo!
Disneyland Paris, that's where we're headed today. We are staying in the 18th arrondissement, and we are taking the metro to a station where we can catch a train. There's a train station that goes right to Disneyland, so we don't have to take any buses or any cars or anything like that. It's just all trains. So we're going to take you along for the journey.
Yay!
And have a day at Disneyland. Hopefully this day will go better than the last time we went to a Disney product. We'll leave a link below for that, somewhat disappointing day. Let's go.
I don't think anybody wants to go to Disneyland. This train is pretty empty. That's the station we just came out of. And here's the entrance. Why didn't they do this in the US? Florida? Come on. I know you can't do it in LA anymore, but Florida? Come on. Security check. It's like the downtown Disney of Paris. They have a hotel as an entrance. Interesting. So you got to go underneath the hotel to get in.
Can you tell where we are by the music?
We go here. Ticket booths.
Well, that was fairly painless. Our digital ticket.
We are through. There's the train station. Yep. Main Street is similar, but different. And there's the beautiful boarded up castle that we came to see. It's just a bunch of facades while it's being worked on, I guess.
Walking down Main Street. Looks like Main Street.
Yeah. It looks like Main Street. Like normal Disneyland, we're gonna work our way left to right, work our way clockwise around the park. Instead of going into Adventureland right away, this one goes right into Frontierland. So the first ride we're probably gonna go on is the haunted, well, Phantom Manor here, known as the Haunted Mansion in the States. You got Big Thunder Mountain right over there. The Lucky Nugget. Straight ahead is the Phantom Manor, known as the Haunted Mansion in the US. And Big Thunder has its own island for the roller coaster here. Pretty cool. They have the Molly Brown. This is my favorite Disney ride, the Haunted Mansion. So this, being the Phantom Manor, this will be interesting to see. They say we have a 25-minute wait. I see the queue. It's over there. So, what are you trying to tell us? Yeah, can't stand there either. Or there. Or there. Or there. Not everybody's really abiding by it. People are standing on it, obviously.
Perhaps you sense a disquieting metamorphosis. Hélas, les choses ne sont pas toujours ce qu'elles paraissent.
What did you think of that Haunted Mansion?
Very much like the one in the States.
It's laid out, but it's more Wild West themed. Make sense?
It was nice.
Yeah, pretty cool.
So we're on the ferry boat that goes around the island where Big Thunder Mountain is.
Looks like a children's play area over there, but it's closed due to COVID. Gosh, I wonder what we're going on next. Trying to access the Disneyland Paris app, and this is why we had issues when we were in Florida on the last time. I'm glad no rides are necessary to get on, because the app is just, yeah, the app is what it is. Got an interesting maze going on in here. This way, turn that way. Got plexiglass going on in between some of the aisles. Pretty wild. That's better than the Disneyland ride. Sorry Disneyland and Walt Disney World. That's the best Thunder Mountain right there. Easily.
It was long and there were lots of twists.
Oh yeah, it's fast too, especially at the end.
Yeah.
Lunchtime. Barbecue, American barbecue. I better capture our meal at Disneyland or else Sarah's gonna devour it before we get to it. She's been hungry for a while. And Dale. This Indiana Jones ride is a roller coaster. It's not like the one they have in the States. They have a super cool line though. A lot of bamboo. I'm not allowed to film on that ride. They caught me with the camera, so I had to put it away. But, oh well. It's very reminiscent of the old Magic Mountain, the Mountain Express. I don't know if many of you remember that ride at Magic Mountain. It's very similar to that, but it has a loop. That's the only difference. And it's themed to Indiana Jones. This is kind of like Tom Sawyer's Island at Disneyland, but it's pirate version. It's kind of a cool play area. Let the kids run wild, get lost in caves.
I'm hearing a lot of German. Of course, we're not far from Germany here, which explains that. So it's a nice holiday for Germans to get away. It looks like we've just arrived at one of our favorites, Pirates of the Caribbean.
The wait times are pretty good. The longest we've had to wait so far is about 25 minutes, and that was for Big Thunder Mountain. Wait time on this is set for 20 minutes. We'll see if they're accurate or not. All right, we're leaving Adventureland. Pirates of the Caribbean is in Adventureland in Paris, Disneyland. And we are heading into Fantasyland. The longest line in Fantasyland here is Peter Pan's flight as well. 30 minutes, but that's not too bad. 30 minutes. Considering it's usually an hour and a half in California. Looks like they have some kind of maze here in Alice in Wonderland area. To sit down in the shade is wonderful.
With ice cream.
With ice cream for Sarah. Time for a Pinocchio ride. How about a Pinocchio ride? So when you finish Pinocchio, you go to Snow White.
Miroir magique sur le mur. La suite est ici. Le tour est joué.
Hang in there.
Merci.
So did you like Snow White?
Yeah, I think it was the older version. Disneyland has the new version, so. But this was actually had more scary features than the other one in Disneyland. A lot of skeletons hanging in the dungeon.
Yeah, kind of different.
I don't remember that
No.
at Disneyland. I know they've tamed it down quite a bit at Disneyland,
But I don't remember there being really skeletons involved in the story of Snow White.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of confused by that. But hey, maybe it was different in this country for Snow White. That could be.
who knows? Back in the back, they got the little Casey Jr. train ride, and then looks like the Storyland boats. It's kind of underneath the bridge where the train is going. So you got the train. We can go on the train, but we have to go to the front because all the stations are closed. It's a one time around ride. Yeah, we're doing this. I find this interesting. On these boats, they have plastic screens in every section, but on the Pirates, they didn't. Why not? What's going on? See the plastic? Yay, we made it to Egypt. Hey, we made it back to the United States. Pizzeria.
Looks like they got spaghetti and meatballs.
And this is the transition from Fantasyland to Tomorrowland.
Welcome to Disneyland Paris, and thank you for visiting us today. For everyone's health and safety, please wear a face mask.
Oh, this is called Discoveryland, not Tomorrowland. Looks like they have a Buzz Lightyear ride. That's what I want to go on. That's Hyperspace Mountain. Where's the line for that? They have an Autopia. There we go. Hyperspace Mountain. Dum dum dum. 40-minute wait. This is the longest line we've come across. I like the looks of this. It's really cool. Interesting, the loading zone is outdoors. Huh. Just walk through a whole queue inside and now you're outdoors for the loading zone. Okay, let's talk about Hyperspace Mountain.
It was fun.
It was freaking awesome.
That was a cool ride.
Yeah, that's the best Space Mountain type ride they have in the Disney parks.
Yep.
That blows away both California and Walt Disney World.
Yep, definitely.
So, come on Disney, put that in California. That was really good.
Well, last time we were in California though, they were redoing it.
Yeah, but I don't,
So,
this had inversions, twists, and they also had like a Star Wars battle going on while you're going around.
and the seats were awesome because they had one of those kinds that come down over both your shoulders and locks in. So I really liked that because it just locked me in, and you know, there wasn't a bunch of shaking around. So that was cool. I really liked that.
But the seats were tight. I barely squeezed in mine.
They were tight.
So, and I couldn't get my hand to my camera. I was going to film the launch because you go outside for the launch.
Did you have T-Rex arms?
I couldn't. Yeah, I was like I couldn't reach. It's pretty funny. But yeah, that was a great ride. So far, the Hyperspace Mountain here and the Big Thunder Mountain here are superior to the ones in the U.S. Just so you know.
They were good.
So it makes it worth coming here just to try those.
So we're a half hour early for our reservation behind us. So we think we are gonna go come and check out a couple shops that aren't too crazy busy since we're right here at Main Street. Yay, Main Street.
Main Street, U.S.
No. Ooh, here's the ice cream shop. Oh dear. That goes down half the block in the heat. Goodness gracious.
Merchandise we don't need. Yeah. Jack Skellington. Cool. I can relate. Dinner. Yeah, this is the starter. Wow. That's a meal. I got the veal with mushrooms and potatoes. Sarah got chicken, potatoes, and broccoli. Well, the dessert has come. That's my dessert. I don't know what Sarah's having.
So cute.
Yeah. Oh, that looks so good.
Okay. I would have to say that these two tie for first. That's like a lime fluff. This is a strawberry cheesecake. This is like a buttery chocolate tart, which is kind of light and yummy, but this is really, really rich. So I almost need a good glass of wine in order to be able to deal with the richness on this one. That's my official report.
That's looking toward the Disneyland Hotel and the front entrance on Main Street.
This is the Discovery Arcade.
The Discovery Arcade. This is like it's walking down Main Street but inside the shops. That's what it is. All the shops are over there and Main Street's over that way also. So it's kind of a another way out when Main Street is full of people watching parades.
One on the other side too. On the other side of Main Street, on the other side of the other stores.
Main Street Transportation.
Oh, we were gonna take the train, but looks like the train's closed. It was open earlier. Ah. I wanted to take the train before we took the train. Well, that's it for Disneyland Paris. It's 8 o'clock. Has one more hour, but we're kind of beat. Time to catch the train back. Over there's the Walt Disney Studios, but they're working on that. They're putting in 3 new lands over there, so it's really not worth going into. There's like 2 rides that are worth going on right now over there. Ratatouille and Crush's Coaster. So we decided not to go over there today. It would have been an extra cost, and Disneyland took most of it. I guess this is the downtown Disney of Paris. Cinema, Disney store, one of those big Disney stores. It's not as big as the one in California though. I think we gotta go this way, dear. That's the Disney Village. We're going to the train station. Yep.
Well, we made it. It was a long, hot day, but we powered through it the global geezer way.
Yeah.
But we thought we'd take this time and talk about a few things, some likes, some dislikes, and we'll probably even do some comparisons, and then we'll do a final summary at the end. We'll try to make it fast so you're not sitting here bored out of your gourd. I guess we'll start with the negatives or the dislikes. What were some of the dislikes you had?
Well, it was a warm day for one, so they didn't have the fountains turned on, and we think that that was a COVID thing. Without there being fountains, you're relying on buying water. So we ended up buying a water when we first got there, and then we went in the bathrooms and filled the water up.
Yeah.
Luckily, their tap water here is drinkable, and it tastes fine.
Yeah.
So that was good. But we had to figure that out pretty quick because with it being so hot, we needed to make sure that we were going to stay hydrated.
Yeah. And the kiosks, there weren't enough kiosks for selling water. If you go by an area that had water, the line was always long, and Sarah loves European lines, don't you, dear?
That was probably one of the differences that we found in Disneyland Paris versus the US Disney parks. A line means a line means a line, or a queue. In the rides, there's a set line. There's 2 sides, there's little doohickeys for you to follow all along the way. But at kiosks and things like that, there aren't delineated lines. And so when you're standing there waiting, and most people seem like they're in a line or a queue where the stand is, and they just walk right up to the front and they don't think anything of it. Yeah. And I don't think that they're doing it maliciously. They just have a different idea of doing things here.
Another thing that I wasn't too thrilled about is the Disney app. Okay, we had issues with the Disney app in Florida because it was set up for a virtual queue and we couldn't get on a ride because of it. Here they don't have the virtual queues. Yay. We'll get to that. But
that's a pro.
Yeah, but the app still doesn't work that great, especially if you have a foreign phone. Now, we have an American phone number, and it just didn't really want to work for us here in Paris. The Disney parks do have Wi-Fi, but it's an unsecured network, so you're taking a risk if you use it. So just beware when you use the Disney app.
And when we did use it, it really sucked our battery life.
Oh, yeah.
And, well, I made dinner reservations on it before we even went to the park, like the previous day or two. But when we got there, I went to change them, and I didn't have a problem getting on. I mean, I had to take a little while for it to think and process, but I was able to do it. But it just really takes the life out of your phone. So if you do have to use it, don't leave it on. Make sure you close the app on your phone so it doesn't keep running.
Yeah, it sucked 50% of my battery life in 2 hours. And probably the last thing that we kind of noticed is Right now, during the COVID times, they want 1 meter spacing. They even have places in the line that tell you where to stand and where not to stand. Well, the Europeans don't follow that rule. They were on our rears constantly. Even though we left space in front of us, they were constantly bumping into us from behind. And it's in French and English, so I don't know.
And there were people in front of us that were spacing in front of the people in front of them, and they were Italian, I think. So there are some people who do pay attention to that, but for the most part, they didn't really seem to pay attention to any of that at all. It's like very little personal space.
But now to the likes, the things we liked about the park. The number one thing is the transportation system to Disneyland. You do not need to drive your car from Paris to Disneyland. Take the RER-A train. It drops you off right in front of Disneyland. It can't be any easier. It's a nice, pleasant train ride. You could take it from anywhere in Paris. You just take the metro from your closest metro stop to the RER-A train station. We took it out of Nation, even though it's spelled nation, it's called Nation. And we took it, it's a 35-minute ride, comfortable, air-conditioned. I wish the California and Florida parks were the same. It would make things so much easier. So kudos to Paris for putting that in.
Yes. This might seem like something fairly, I don't know, simple, but, and maybe it's just because we're more geezer-like, but we really enjoyed the amount of shade and the amount of benches that were available throughout the park. There were many people using all of these areas, some people even climbing over the little short metal fences to lay on the grass on the other side because there was shade there. And there wasn't anybody shooing them off. So that was really nice. There were also benches indoors in open areas. And that leads right into another like that we both noticed was the open areas where they expect lots of people to be traveling or congregating in or traveling through. They were just a lot of really large open areas.
Yeah, it's spread out pretty well. They did a good job in spreading it out, especially Fantasyland. That was gigantic. It's probably twice the size of the Disneyland California Fantasyland. So it was good sized Fantasyland. We did eat the food there and it was good, but the portions were pretty big. Big for American standards. We ordered one meal for lunch and it fed both of us, and then the dinner was ridiculous. It was so much food. I couldn't eat it all. I tried, but I couldn't eat it all.
Yeah, I didn't eat all mine, but I had roasted chicken and it was actually a little dry. I think if there was gravy or a little jus to dip it in, it would have helped. But that was really the only complaint that I had with the food. Otherwise, wow, they did a pretty good job.
I touched on this earlier. The thing I really enjoyed was no virtual queues. I'll go to a Disney park that doesn't have any virtual queues any day before one that has. It's fair for everybody. Everybody pays the same amount, and paying is different because the costs are different. Everybody has the opportunity to ride every ride. You're not shut out by a lottery system in a virtual queue. So that was huge for me.
Yep.
Pretty much it's a Disney park. You can tell you're at Disney, but growing up at Disneyland, it wasn't Disneyland. Disneyland to me is still the #1 park, but Paris is right behind it for me.
I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah.
I would definitely go. I felt like I got my money's worth.
Yeah, it was actually cheaper than the US counterparts as well. We paid, I'm going to put down a list of the cost breakdown that you can see the cost for transportation if you're going to take the RER train from Paris, the cost for us to get in, the cost for food. We put the cost for food. All the money that we spent at the park is right on your screen now, and the grand total. So you can get an idea of what it costs for 2 people to go to Disneyland Paris. But I enjoyed it. It was a great park. I wouldn't mind going back someday. Other than that, we hope you enjoyed it. We sure did. And we hope you come back for another installment of the Global Geezers.
Yay! Bye!
Bye-bye.
Can you tell where we are by the music?
It would have been an extra cost. And Disneyland took most of it. Disneyland took, yeah. It beat us up. God. Main Street, US, no.
No. Champs-Élysées. Order and who's gonna cover what?
Ah, the sounds of Paris.